What's up guys, Hobo88 here and welcome back to iRacing, and it is week 13, build week, and that means new content, and this time around, new dirt track. And here we are at Lucas Oil Speedway. This is an awesome track. It's in Wheatland, Missouri, 3/8 mile dirt track, and I mean, I don't know a whole heap about this track, except that one of the things I do know is that this was probably my favourite dirt track to race on R-Factor for the longest time. This was always my go-to track. I don't really know why, but I found this track, you know, as a mod, and I just loved it for some reason. So I've raced basically everything here on R-Factor, but now I'm excited to be able to do the same on iRacing. So in this video, it'll be the same old usual thing, where we go through and test out all the dirt cars on the iRacing service and a couple of other outliers as well, give them a few laps around the track and see what it's all about. So in the description below, you'll find timestamps to all the individual cars if there's a specific one you want to skip to. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride here as we work our way through the dirt cars on iRacing, starting with the Dirt Legend. All right, let's kick things off with the Dirt Legend. And we're just going to start by going and having a look around here in the pit area, actually, like we usually do. See if we can find anything exciting. So there's actually a neat little pit exit here, which we don't see at a lot of tracks. So we'll come back and look at that in a minute at the end of this run in the Legend, if I think of it. We've got some scales. Can we go beyond the cones? We can. Awesome. So we've got like a tech inspection shed or something like that here. I get the feeling we probably can't go out there without falling off the edge of the earth. But there's nothing out there to look at anyway by the look of it. Yeah, that's the edge of the world. Invisible wall. So that's pretty cool then. We can get out here into the outside pit area. There's not a lot of tracks that have got an outfield pit area on iRacing, so that's really neat. I like that. Let's head out on the track and have a bit of a look around out here as well, and then we'll get up to speed and do a couple of laps. So we've got this neat grandstand here on the backstretch. It is a really nice looking facility, this track. As far as I'm aware, it is a very good facility as well. We've got a little gap in the fence here. Oh, yeah. Oh! We can't go through there. Wrong way. You can sort of see it in the mirror up there. A few spike rollers. Now in R-Factor, the pit area that you can get to is actually out here. I'm pretty sure. I feel like it is anyway. Maybe I'm just a little bit confused and I've got my orientations back to front. But I feel like... actually, I can't remember. So this is the... Oh, this is interesting. So I've got a big flat spot up on top of the banking. You won't want to be coming up here while you're under green flag conditions. Let's just quickly have a look here. This is the pit exit. Yeah, neat. So you can come out here, drive around the outfield pits, and then back out onto the track. So that's really cool. I like that. Like I said, not a lot of tracks on iRacing have got the outfield pit for the dirt track. So I like that they've included it like that instead of just something on the infield. But now let's go out and do a couple of laps. We are just on the baseline setup. We will be running track-specific or baseline setups for every car in this video. Purple sector. We're going to get rid of that. Delta, we don't need that. Just getting into the limiter at the end of the straight there in 4th gear. It's it feels like a big track, but a small track all at once. It drives like a small track, but it feels like a big track, if that makes sense. Maybe it's because of the fact that the wall is not right on the edge of the banking here in the corner. I think part of the reason why I don't know a lot about this track in real life is the fact that I don't know that I've ever even watched a race here, and like, I've obviously never been in real life. I've never been to America in real life, but I don't even know that I've really hardly ever watched any racing here in videos either from real life. I'm not sure why. So all my experience with this place comes from my own experience of running here on R Factor, which is not necessarily the best and most accurate way. I will say though, this I think this track will. I think this track will provide good racing on in a few different cars. Like it's small enough that you could race these cars on it and have a bit of fun. I think most of the tracks, the dirt tracks, I find are just they feel too big for the Dirt Legend really. But this one feels small enough. I think that the Dirt Legend would race around here all right. Actually, forgot to mention at the top, it's morning 0% track state as well. But I think that that's probably just about enough. We'll head back around and head into the pits again. Take a look at the replay here. Couple of laps. I like it. So far, I like it. I really like this. I really like the fact you exit the pits up off the exit of the track here. That's cool. So let's take a look at the replay and we'll come back next and we'll do a few laps in the street stock. Let's do this, guys. Dirt street stock time. See what these things are like around here. Actually, I'm kind of hopeful that they're going to be good fun around this track, to be honest. We'll see. I've moved the time of day up to midday. And the track state up to 20%. And there is a huge difference in the track surface. You can see already. Oh boy. Ah, there we go. Got to keep up that momentum. That's a bit better. I'm a little nervous though. I think you're kind of going to be between gears if you wanted to run around like the bottom. Could be a top dominant track in these cars. Got the force feedback in this thing. It's so clunky on the wheel, like. You guys can maybe even hear it through the mic. It's just kunk, 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 kunk. It's a little bit better. Working our way up the banking here. I like it. Try and go a little lower. I feel like it might be a tip. Gearing might be a little bit too wrong. That was not too bad actually. Oh, don't hit the tire. Nice. It's always hard with these cars. I'm never fully convinced that they're going to put on good racing anywhere because they just hold it flat and I don't know. They're too evenly matched, these cars, when you race them together, I find, but I don't know. Maybe this track could put on some good racing in these. Let me know what you guys think. Because we're not going that fast, I can have a bit of a look around the place as well. I love the vibe that I get from this track. It's so vibrant. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I guess the bright red fences make a big difference for that, but it just feels like such a colourful place. It's just a really neat looking facility. The big scoreboard, or the big TV up on the hill there, on the entry to turn 3. Nice grass about. A couple of big grandstands. Maybe that's part of what makes it feel like more of a facility as well. I know some. This is not the only track that has this, but the fact that it has a grandstand on both sides of the track. So many dirt tracks have got a big front stretch grandstand and sort of nothing much on the other side. All right, I like it. I think that's enough laps for here for the minute. I love this pit exit. We're going to come back in something a little bit more powerful next. We're going to go check out the UMP Modified. But now it's time to see what this track is really like. I love it when we get to the UMP Modifieds in these videos because it's our first chance to really get in a car that's quite fast and get a proper feel for these tracks. And it always takes me a couple of minutes to figure out how the hell to drive. Let's see what we can do here. Do we go over the top of the banking? So far, so good. Oh! Oh, there we go. We're over the top. Yes. One thing I love is in iRacing in the setups, because we are back on the track default setup for this car, same as we were in the street stock. It's actually called Wheatland in the setups folder, the setup. It's not called Lucas Oil. Took me a minute to find it before. Oh, that's right on the edge of the banking, that one. Just tap the fence on the entry to 3. Oh, we're going to get it on the exit of 4. No. Nailed it. Building up some speed now. Always takes me a minute to figure out how to drive these cars. Drive them so sideways. Oh. Oh. It's a little bit too early. Getting down into the bottom there in turn 1. We are up to 40% track state as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. Still in the noon, midday time of day, but we're up to 40% track state. Oh, over the top again. There's really not a lot up there to grab you. That's that lip, there's no sort of cushion or anything there at all. I don't know whether or not that would build and develop a little bit more naturally if we had actual cars on track instead of a pre-rendered track state, but I think that's one of the things that iRacing Dirt is really missing now is a proper ledge. We just don't really see it in iRacing yet. I'm sure they'll get to that eventually. Alright, I'm getting trapped. I can just do laps all day. But we won't. Alright then, just one more. Just one more. That was a little better. I've got to be a little bit more mindful of the exit of turn 2 in particular. Well, even 4 as well. It tightens up a lot. See, I end up drifting out too wide on the exit of the corner. I don't know if it's this car or if it's the track, but we'll see whether or not that is a trend that I keep doing across all the cars or not. Let's park this one up and let's go open wheel now. We'll go check out the midgets and see how they go around this track. All right, Midget, I know you guys always get triggered by my field of view for this car. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. It's now the afternoon. And we've got the track state up to 60%. And this is usually where things get exciting. The UMP Modified gets me all up to speed. And then the Midget is where reality checks in and I have to figure out how to drive properly without looking like a spud. So, see if we can keep the wheels pointed down for a couple of minutes while we do some laps. I actually feel like this has got potential to be a tremendous midget track. I just don't know whether or not there's enough banking to catch the cars up there on the top. But I think you can probably race pretty aggressive in these cars around here. Good battles, good slide jobs. What I do like is the fact that there isn't a heap of banking. Like, it's got banking, sure, but because it doesn't have that big ledge or anything right on the top here, or doesn't have really steep banking on the top, I'm kind of hoping that will slow the top lane down a little bit, if that makes sense, so that you can maybe race a couple of grooves or at least get those sliders happening. Now that we've started to get a bit of a feel for this thing, it is fun. That's going to be too high. I knew it as soon as I got down there that that wasn't going to make the turn. Just trying to push the envelope a little bit on how high we can run. Oh, that was close. Got it down pat there in 3 and 4. It's just turn 1 on the entry here. Too high again. We'll stop trying that because it's just not happening at the minute. Oh! Oh! Low tyre. Just driving in a little too hard in the entry to 1 on the top. We'll move around a little bit. We've got to try this out on a few different lanes. Can't just keep doing that every lap and making the same mistake every time. Let's have a look and see whether or not you can run around the bottom at all. Ooh! Almost got into the tyre marker there. It's a little better. Oh, nice, actually. That was really good. Oh, 2 sideways. I should have the foot cam going so you guys can see what not to do. Haha, yeah, that was good. Alright, back to the top. Let's give this another couple of goes here. We're running out of time. This is another one of those cars I just get trapped and do lap after lap after lap. Oh, that's high, but we did get caught by the banking. That was good. Yeah, there. Oh, no, we just drifted over the top. Kept the foot in it, but... That entry to 1 is tricky on the top. There's really just not much there to grab you. There you go. We finally got one. A little shallow on the entry there. That's not fast. But we didn't go over the top of the banking. Seems a lot more forgiving down at this end of the track in 3 and 4. That entry on turn 1 is tricky. Oh, that's nice though. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, the midgets are so fun. These cars are great. Need to race them more. Anyway, that's the midget. We're going to come back now and look real stupid in the next one because we've got the Wingless Sprintcar. This is always the car that you guys love watching me screw up in. So we'll see whether or not we can tame that next here. Lucas Oil. All right, you guys, it's time. I've chickened out. I've gone for the 360 Wingless Sprintcar, not the 410. We are at 80% track state, so it is slick out here as well. This is a car that I expect to have troubles with, but we'll see. We'll see how we go here. The fact I've been having trouble keeping this thing on the island when we get down into these corners in the other cars gives me very low expectations that I'll be able to do it in this one. But so far we've done 1 lap and we haven't toppled over the top here of the cushion yet, so that's a good start. And in fact, Oh, I've got no button for tear off maps. Must have changed some settings or something on this car by accident. Let's hope we don't get whopped with a big chunk of mud right in the middle of the screen. This is actually very drivable. I know I'm not being super aggressive at the cushion. That was a bit closer. I went in there that time though into one and we made it stick. So there you go. Look at that. I'm a pro. I did drive this car a little bit for a while earlier in the year, but I haven't touched it in a long time. Since I did the what was the last track that came out? Was it Port Royal? Since I did the video for Port Royal, was that the last track that came out? I think it was. I've only driven on dirt once, I think, and that was last night. So we're very out of touch with these cars. All right, let's move around a bit here. Nice. A little bit deep down into one. I'm going to say, I'm surprised that even myself, I feel quite comfortable in this car around here. Oh, look at that big clump of mud. Wish I had that tear off button now. Whoa. Nice. This is fun. I do enjoy the Wingless Sprint cars. They're a challenge, but it's hard to find good racing in these things. Oh, that's over the top. Get her in there. Yeah. Right on the edge of the banking coming off 4. Hell yeah. That was really good. Probably not driving it that fast, but it's fun. I thought when I loaded 80% track state that I was in for a bad time. Remembering we are only in the 360 as well, not the 410, but that is a lot of fun. I'd say that's about as fun as any of the cars I've driven around here so far, to be honest. That was really good. So we'll bump the track state all the way up to 100% next and hit up the big block modified and have a look at that. So I'm not quite sure about this one, the big block. I love these cars, and I think they'll be fun. But this doesn't feel like a big block track to me. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like these cars belong on this track, but I guess we'll find out what they drive around here like. Because that's all that really matters. And I do love the big blocks. I still think these things are probably the best feeling car on the dirt here in iRacing at the minute. I have been ever since they came out, but Let's see how they go here. Late afternoon, we're at 100% track state. And I'm in love. Always, oh, that's close to the wall. I always enjoy running the big blocks on the 100% track state tracks because that's what the Super Dirt Car Series is like about, right? Like driving around on black slick tracks, looking after tires, longer races. I keep getting tricked by the cushion up here. You can see where the lighter colour dirt is. That's where you try and get to with the right rear of the car. But it's over the top of the bank. It's actually very hard to see where the edge is, to be honest. It's not like Lernerville, which is probably the other track on the service that has, you know, the edge of the banking that you can drive right up to. Because it's not as steep. There's no, well, there is a bit of a lip at Lernerville, but there is no lip at all here. It's so easy to just drive up over the edge. But because of the way that it is, it's not that unforgiving. If you do go over the top, it's not the end of the world. You'll be a little slower, but you're not going to fly off into the fence like you seem to at Lernerville. I love this car. A little bit of a bonk on the wall there on the main stretch, right under the flag stand. Oh, 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 watch out for the tyre marker. Oh, no. Oh, no. Whoops. That's the first time we've hit one of them, I think. I don't think we've hit it with any of the other cars. We've come close a couple of times. Try that again. A bit better. Alright, let's go back to the top. I love it. Alright, that'll do it. We'll go and look at a few laps of the replay, and we'll come back next in a car that definitely won't fit on this track, and that's going to be the NASCAR truck. We'll see how that goes. But the big block, love it. A lot of fun. So when we talk about the NASCAR truck, we only get the choice really of two setups to pick from here. Eldora or Knoxville. I think they're the only two dirt setups that we can pick from. So I'm going for Eldora this time. At Port Royal, I think I went with Knoxville, so let's just see whether or not the gearing is even close or not. But we'll make do. For the sake of what this is, it doesn't really matter. Move the track state back to 20%, so we've got half a chance. And we're in the sunset now, like, right at the end of the day. Fourth gear might be just a little bit too tall of a gear for the corners, maybe. Oh my goodness. This is actually pretty hard to drive. Once we get into a bit of a rhythm and get some momentum up, it'll be alright, but... I think third gear is really the right gear either, but look, we're stuck between... Yeah, fourth is just not quite in the range that I want it to be able to drive off the corner. When it bogs down, we just sort of lose the ability to keep the thing spinning itself out, but we kind of got it now. We're close. With a bit of a gearing tweak, I think we'd be alright. That's hard work. We're on the wheel. Now, you guys always insisted I include the NASCAR on the dirt stuff. And for me, the truck still feels like the most dirt suitable version of a NASCAR. I know that they run Bristol dirt with the Cup car now, but I still think that the truck's the car that, or the truck is the truck that feels like it belongs on the dirt the most out of all the NASCAR stuff. Even ARCA on dirt makes a little bit of sense nowadays too, doesn't it? But I still think for me it's the truck. But you guys insisted I include these in these videos. Every time I've done one of these without a NASCAR of some sort, you let me know about it. So here we are. I actually love it. Like, these are almost the most fun of anything to drive on the dirt because of how hard they are to drive. That's what I like about them. They're challenging. You can't just get in them and hold it flat and turn left and you're done. You got to wheel them. And as you can see, I'm having trouble just turning consistent laps. And if they're that hard to drive, then I think that's great. Make it challenging. That's how it should be. When you get it right, it feels awesome. When you get it wrong, you feel like a bit of a goose, but when you get it right, it's good. Certainly need to get the gearing right, though. This is difficult to drive. We're just between gears. I could try shifting. I still make it look like it's hard. So it's much better when you've got a little bit of RPM to work with to get off the corner. Extra challenge of having to shift mid-corner, yeah? I like it. It's actually even more fun. Look at how much more consistent I'm able to be as soon as I've got the RPM where I want it. That's going to be in a bit high. Although the cushion's still there, we managed to grab it. Alright, I think that's enough. Spent more than enough time there doing that. But that was really good fun. I love it. I love the NASCARs and the trucks in particular on dirt. Wish we could do more of this sort of racing. A dirt truck league? That would be fun. Should do that. But anyway, on the subject of cars that don't really fit, we're going to go straight from this to the Pro 2 truck. The other car or truck that you guys insist that we include in these videos. So we'll see how that goes. We'll come back next. We'll bump the track state back up for that thing and see how it goes. So this is something I wasn't expecting. Apparently there's no lights at Lucas Oil Speedway, and I guess you can't run at night here, so this is what it looks like at night time. Can't see much. Let's revert back into the sunset at the time that we just had for the NASCAR, and we'll try this again. It's not something I expected. Alright, so let's try that again. Now, we've got the sunset time of day. The very first thing I'm going to do right now is go out and have a quick look and see. There is light towers here. So I'm not quite sure why there was no lights. I don't know whether or not I did something wrong or what, but that's surprising. I guess, ooh, second gear by the sound of that. Yeah, I guess, maybe, I mean, I don't know, there's only those two light towers on the infield that they've got by the look of it, so maybe, yeah, maybe we've got all these ones along the back straight, front straight fence, but they look like they're pointing out into the crowd, not onto the track, so I guess maybe that's not lit well enough that you can run at night. Interesting. So anyway, 75% track state, we're now sunset, like I said, the time of day, and we're in the Pro 2 truck, one of the best vehicles on iRacing, this without a doubt. Because it's multi-purpose. It runs on every track. It's good on road courses. Obviously good on off-road dirt. And you can drive it around in circles like this. In fact, some of the best oval racing I've had has been in this truck. So it is a great vehicle, underrated. Extremely good fun every time I drive it. And I think, like I just said in the end of that NASCAR section of the video, a league, an oval league, dirt oval league in these would be extremely good fun. So see if we can run around the bottom. Oh, it's tight. Handbrake. That's not how you enter the corner. Let's try it like this. Yeah, there you go. Just rev it. Flatline the thing. On the corner entry, that's how you do it. I know I talk about it every time that we do these videos and I drive these trucks, but I want to see more of this in real life. I know that I've seen the ovals in the past be converted to have like a little infield track with the jumps on it, and then they come out onto the oval and do half a lap of the oval or whatever, and they're built into the track. I'll see more stuff like that. They're just fun to drive, and they race so well. Doesn't matter that you go over the top of the cushion in this thing. Loves it. I don't think it's possible to stay below the cushion in turn 1 and 2 in this thing. There we go. Without a doubt, turns 1 and 2 is the tricky end of the track. They were revving it so hard that the alarm light came on there on the dash. There it goes again. Wouldn't be able to rev it this hard for a whole race. But it's all right for this. But maybe we should park it before we blow it up. That's not a rev limiter warning light. That's like oil temp or something. That was good fun. We'll check out the replay. And we've only got a couple of cars left now. The 2 big bangers. World of Outlaws cars. We'll check out the late models right after this. There's like three different setups now for each track for the super late model. So 12 set and 2 others. I don't really know the difference. So I'm just going to grab one and go with it. We'll see what happens. We moved it back to middle of the day, noon. Track state's at 40% here for the super late. We'll let her eat a few laps and see what happens. But I kind of expect these cars to be fun around here. Oh my goodness. You can't see where you're going when you're that sideways. The right front corner of the car tips down so hard in the turns that I can't see where I'm going. I'm just looking at the ground out the window. I like it. That's a little bit too sideways. Oh! We caught it just... Oh, we just bonked the nose on the tyre marker there. They're so brutal, aren't they, super lates? They're just violent. Oh, that's a bit too sideways. I love it. Oh, we're going to get the tyre. Oh! I'm all over the place. Looking like a pro. That's a little bit nicer there. Starting to get a feel for it. They are quite unique to drive the super lates. Sort of drive them on the right front. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, watch out for the wall. Just scraped it. That was aggressive down into turn 1 there too. As the clouds come out. We're definitely starting to get a bit of a feel for it now. Whoa! There's quite a few lines, really, when the track's not too worn out like it is at the minute. Move around a bit. I just hope the racing's good around here. That's just a little bit too far. All right, I think that'll do it though for the super lates. Great fun. These things are great fun, these cars. Late models are really good. And I think that they're going to race pretty well on this track. They are big, and it's not a big track, but I think the racing here will be good based on that. And we're going to come back next in the sprint cars. Give them a rip. So, this is the big daddy. Here we go. 410 sprint car. Make sure we got the wing all the way forward. Just on the Wheatland set. 10% track state. It's time to just go fast. Always forget just how quick the sprint car is until you drive all the other cars right before it. And it's just so rapid. Wow, that's quick. Little bit of a slick spot right there in the middle of that 10% track. We just caught it there. You're able to get a real sense of speed from this car when you get right out next to the fence. There's not many cars that do that in a sim. Oh, we bonked it there. Got to be careful of that. A new damage model on this car, don't forget. Yeah, there's not many cars that give you that real sense of speed in a sim. Oh, we whacked it pretty hard that time. It is tricky. That's the corner exits are tight. Tightens up a lot. It's deceiving. It's particularly bad over here coming off 4. It's funny because it was turns 1 and 2 that I was having the most trouble with in all the other cars, but it's the exit of 4 that's the tightest once you get in a car like this. It's really quick. It was not something that I'd really noticed until just now. Whoa! Well then, how about that? There's no grip down there on the very bottom. It looks shiny and slippery. There is really no grip down there on that stuff. What is this? Wow. I thought it was like juiced up down there, but it's like it's... Yeah, interesting. I wonder what that's like when the track state gets really worn. If it's got grip down there or not. I wasn't expecting it to be so slippery. Of course, you'd be mad to run down there when the track's like this anyway, because it's so fast around the top at the minute. Oh! Watch out, wall! We died. We died. Alright, let's go check out the replay and I'll give you my thoughts about the track. Do a little bit of a wrap up here to end the video. Alright then, so this is Lucas Oil Speedway. What can I say about it? I feel like it's very different to pretty much any other track that's on iRacing right now, which is a really good thing. A bit more variety. It races like a short track, but it feels like a bigger track. It's interesting. It's I think it is something to do with the amount of runoff there is on the outside of the corners that makes it feel that way. But it feels wide enough that I think you'll be able to race here a lot more than a lot of the other small tracks. And I think that the fact that it doesn't have an enormous banking on it makes it feel like maybe you'll be able to get some good side-by-side racing and a few different lines perhaps around here. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But either way, it's great fun to rip laps on. It's as good as I was hoping it would be. It's exactly as I remember it from R Factor. And I think it should put on some decent racing. I'm looking forward to turning some laps here with some other cars and see what it's all about. I'd love to get your thoughts about it, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you're looking forward to racing around here the most. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say, I think, about Lucas Oil. Good to see another dirt track added to the service, which is always good. And yeah, we'll see what they bring next. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll leave you with the sprint car here to wrap out the end of the video. You can watch a few more laps and watch me crash at the end. But that's it for this video. If you watch this one back and you enjoyed it all the way to the end here, please let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button. It's the best way for me to know. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.